I am going to be making a tier list video of all the best skyboxes in Spyro 1 OG. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get a tattoo on my arm, a rectangle of a gradient. And I thought, why not do this, make a YouTube video out of it, and then get the tattoo a little bit later. So, I'm going to start with the homeworlds. Now, to begin with, this is my opinion. I don't give a shit if you think I'm wrong. This is my opinion. So we're going to start off with Artisans. Now, Artisans is it's a very basic skybox. I like the sky. I'm not a fan of the greenness. So I really like the sky because it goes from like a light purple to like a nice like yellow kind of thing. I think that I'm gonna put it into a C. I'm gonna make these smaller as well. So Artisans is a C. And I'll move these around when we get to it. Now, Stonehill. Stonehill is like a very basic kid's drawing of a sky. I like it. It's simple. The clouds are nice. You got the mountains and stuff like that, but it's too basic for me, so I'm gonna stick that into a D. It's too basic. Right, Dark Hollow is next. Dark Hollow, I like the moon, but I just don't like the bottom part of the picture. It's like they could have done a little bit more with it. The stars, I like the stars, and I like the kind of glow off the moon. It's really nice, so I'm gonna put it with a B. Now, as I've been doing this, I've noticed the color palettes of the different worlds. They've all got a theme except for the flying levels. It's a bit weird. Now, Town Square, I actually really like Town Square. I really like the dark purple to orange. I really like that gradient from like purple to orange. I've also done little videos, you'll be able to see it so you can see it in more depth. I'm working with the small videos. I'll make it massive in the video so you guys can see it and stuff. But Town Square, I really like Town Square. And I like the shading on the mountains. Like you can see there's light on the mountains and they've like actually, you know, colored, they put the sky in properly. That makes sense. So I'm gonna put it in an A tier. Toasty. Toasty is up next. Toasty is really nice. The only thing I don't like about Toasty is the sun. I feel like they could have done the sun a little bit more better. I don't know, I feel like the sun is lacking. I really like the clouds. I like orange gradients. I think they look amazing. Especially with the purple clouds and stuff. I'm gonna stick that. I'm gonna stick it in a low A. Yeah, a low A. Right, Sunny Flight. Sunny Flight is very different to the whole of Artisans because it's got like this very like light blue turquoise kind of color. I like the moon. I like the single star. I believe in actual, like if you go into Sunny Flight, you can actually see the stars. So you'll be able to see that. I like the mountains though. This is like probably going to be like one out of the two flights which actually gets a high score. The other flight levels just look really shit. I'm gonna stick it in a high B. Right, Artisans is done. Let's do Peacekeepers. So first up we have Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper, it's literally just a gradient. There's no clouds, there's nothing. I mean, I could do this in Photoshop right now if I wanted to, but I just think it looks a bit, it's boring. They didn't do anything with it. They could have done some things with it, they didn't. So that's why Peacekeepers is going in F. Because it's boring, there's nothing there. Dry Canyon, I like the purple to like a yellow, but I mean, there's nothing there. It's a few clouds. I don't like the line. I know the line is meant to be like the horizon, but I don't know. There's not much there. Not much there. I'm putting that in a low D. It's better than Peacekeepers, but Clifftown. You got the sun. You got a couple of clouds. I'm gonna stick it again D. I think the Stone Hill looks a lot better than that. Like, it has a little bit more to it, like a little bit more of a gradient to it. Right, what's next? Ice Cavern. Ice Cavern is one of my favorite levels as like level design and like music as well. I was actually really disappointed with the Skybox. Number one, you can't really see the Skybox in the level because you've just got loads of ice mountains in the way. But I guess they didn't really have to do anything for it because, well, it's all hidden behind the environment, so they didn't really have to do much. So they just put some stars in the sky, and then made it from like dark to purple. Well, you can't really see it in the game, so I guess they put some effort in. I'll give them a C for effort because no, you can't actually see it. Now Shemp is probably the most iconic skybox of Spyro. Yeah, it's the most iconic. It's an eclipse. Personally, I like it. However, I just wish the mountain was not in the way because I'd like to see the whole eclipse. I like the clouds in front of the eclipse as well because it really gives like different layers to it. So the skybox for me has to have good gradient, has to have maybe something in it, doesn't need to have something in it, but you know, something adds to it. And then you've got the foreground of like mountains, gems, stuff like that. I like it, but I just really don't like the fact the mountain's in the way. But it's the most iconic skybox of the Spyro games, I think, so I'm gonna put it in an A. I'm giving it an A. I'm gonna push it to the top of A. We still got no S right now, no S tiers. Okay, and now we have Night Flight. Now Night Flight, I actually really like Night Flight. This is the only time I like something in the foreground, which are the gems. This is probably my favorite flight level skyboxes because I just really like the color of the gems. I like the moon, I like the stars, I like the dark purple to the light purple. I like the light purple along the horizon. I just think it looks really, really pretty. So that's gonna be our first S tier. Right, let's open up Magic Crafters. Now, Magic Crafters, you can see there, it's all kind of like pastel colors, but Dreamweavers is like where definitely the pastels are. So let's start off with just Magic Crafters. I really like it. I really like the aesthetic of pastel colors. I really would like to like wear pastel colors as well, but I think it doesn't suit me because I'm not a very tiny Asian girl who can pull it off, because them Asian girls can pull pastel colors off so well. I can't pull it off. I really would like to pull it off. I still do like pastel colors, and I really like this one. And I like the mountains as well. They're not really detailed, but they're just enough, and you can see like it's kind of like, I don't know the word, but the cloud between the dark purple and the pink is just like fluffy, like, I don't know, you do see that in real life sometimes, so let me just make these small. I'm gonna put Magic Crafters A. It's Alpine. I like Alpine, it's very different. It's, I'd say, one of the most different ones, that and Blowhard. But I really like the orangey yellow to like this nice brown thing, like the nice brown cloud, the sun. The sun really, like, with the pink and the fucking blue and the purple, there's so many colors in this one. I really like it, and you get the sun rays as well. I think Magic Crafters has a very, like, their skyboxes are up there. They've got good skyboxes. I'm gonna stick that, ooh. I'm gonna stick it high B. Cool, Alpine Ridge goes in a high B. Right, what's next? High Caves. High Caves again. High Caves again looks like Peacekeepers, but you've got the horizon of clouds instead of mountains. I feel like they've just kind of copied it a little bit, However, it still looks pretty nice. I like the white clouds, I like the sun. The sun looks really nice, and it's got like quite a lot of rings around it where it goes like slightly lighter pink and then like a darker purple. I got the nice blue, there's like a touch of blue in there as well. I'm gonna give this a low B. It's not as, oh, I don't know now. It's quite nice though. Ooh. I'm gonna move this one here. No. Toasty's going there. Then we've got these two because they look banging. They're nice. There. Perfect. Right, what's next? Wizard's Peak. I like it, but I don't like the bottom of the skybox there. I like the moon, I like the glow, I like the stars. It goes really dark on the way up, but I'm not a fan of this gray. I don't like the gray. I don't like it. They could have done they could have added a gradient to the gray part, but I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put it in D. Next, Blowhard is very nice. It's very basic. It's just like a couple of shades of purple, and then you got like the brown color for the mountains, and then a nice sun. I think they basically copied this one up here. Which one's this one? I've already forgotten. High Caves. They've copied High Caves with the mountains. Like they kind of like pyramids in a way, and they've just changed the color scheme a bit. I like the purple. I'm not the big fan of the dark purple. I'm gonna stick it in C. It's basically the same, just different color palette. Then we've got Crystal Flight. Crystal Flight is just, it's not good. Crystal Flight, I'm trying to think, you do see the skybox. You see most of the skybox in it. It's not that good. It's very shit. They could have done better. I'm gonna stick it in F because I'm not happy. Most of the flight levels, they didn't do a good job on. There's only like a couple. We've got the S tier already. That's the only flight level I think is good. And Sunny Flight. Sunny Flight was okay. Right, Beastmakers. Beastmakers is like all very dark except for the flight level. You can see here they're all very dark greens, purples, and then you just got Wild Flight, which is just bright blue. So first of all, you got Beastmakers. Now Beastmakers is just a very, very dark purple with some blacks, but there's like a spiral effect going on in it. There's like most of these levels, like in Misty and in a few other levels, they all have this spiral effect going on, and I really like that. Like, it's really cool that they did that. But because there's not much going on, it's just a spiral, I'm gonna stick it in D, because why not? Terrace, I don't like it. They could have done a little bit more. I like the sunset, I just don't like the fact that it's a black horizon. The clouds are they're a bit shit. They don't look as fluffy as the ones in the rest of the game. I suppose they aren't trying to go for that because Terrace Village is not a very fluffy place, but I'm gonna stick it in F. I'm not a fan. Misty, there's like a fog effect in Misty where you can't actually see the skybox in-game. I like the spiral effect again and like just the dot for the sun. The sun doesn't look as nice, but like I can understand why it doesn't look nice because you're in like a bog. But you can't actually see it in the game. And because you can't see it in the game, I'm sticking it in D. That's gonna, I think, yeah, that's going right in the end. I'm gonna make these smaller in a second. I'm gonna finish off. Treetops, I like treetops. I like the fact you can see the tree and the moon looks beautiful in it. The moon looks really nice. I like the green to the dark green, I like the stars, and I like the trees. Now they could have added full trees in there. But in the game, they're not even full trees themselves. They've like all been cut and stuff. I really like it. I'm gonna go with a solid B. And then let's do the last two. Metalhead. You can't actually see much of Metalhead in the game. The only part the only time you can actually see properly the skybox is when you first enter the level. And you get to see all like the little huts in the river and stuff like that. Some of them like are actually physically there as well. I actually really like the purple and greens. I think it just looks really nice, like they've colored it real good. But there's not much of it to look at. But I really like the purple and green. I'm just gonna stick it in C, low C, low C. Wild Flight. Wild Flight, you can't actually see Wild Flight. You have to like fly up or do a cheat code to actually get to see it, because most of it is all built up around you, so you can't actually see most of it. But they actually put effort into it, not like the other ones where they've like gone, oh, you know what, the player can't see it, so there's no point, just do a nice gradient. They've actually put effort in it. So just because of the effort, I'm not a big blue fan. I'm gonna give it a low C, just because it does look nice. Right, let me make all these smaller. Okay, Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers is probably one of the prettiest, just, they all look like, I think this is where they put all the thought of skyboxes, except for the flight level. They have, I think, okay, right now, Dreamweavers gets S tier just as a general, like, all of the clouds, they put the most effort into it. So Dreamweavers, the level, this is just pastel. It's so fucking pretty. And it's like colors that shouldn't work, but do work. So you got the nice sun, you got like these greens and turquoise and like the pink, and there's like a hint of brown in there as well. You got the stars, I really like it. Again, pastels, I can't pull it off. I don't think it would look good on my arm. I'm also thinking about a tattoo as well. But just because it looks so fucking pretty, I'm gonna stick it in S tier because it just looks good. I'm gonna say it, but most of these are gonna be in S tier because they look pretty. Is it more pretty than Night Flight? No. Night Flight just slightly wins that part. So, Dark Passage. Dark Passage is really nice. So it has like, I don't know if they're clouds, but it goes all the way, it kind of goes like diagonally across the skybox. So it's not like horizontal. It goes like all the way around, like a weird way, like the world is like tilted or something like that. Plus it's got like the spirals of like colors and stuff like that. I really like the spirals. And then you got the stars and stuff like that. Personally, I like it. Again, I'm putting this in S tier. It's definitely, but I like it more than the pastels. I just like the different shapes in it. I like the colors in Dreamweavers, but I like the shapes and colors in Dark Passage. Lofty. Lofty is beautiful. I would almost say this is one of the best skyboxes in the game. I like seeing planets in skyboxes. It really, like, I don't know, really like puts you in like, oh, what world am I in? And there's like multiple worlds in like Spyro and stuff like that. I really like the clouds that separate from the nice like dark gradient to like the pink to just, again, dark purple. And the stars as well. They're like, the stars are below the top, which like puts it like a really weird world. This is my new S tier. This is like the top S tier, the best. Right, who's next? Haunted Towers. Haunted Towers, again, I like it. I like the separation of the clouds. It's like two different colors that you wouldn't put together, but it just fucking works. So you got the clouds with the and I like the orange to the yellow. I like that. And then you got like the nice kind of light purple to a dark blue. I really like it, and I like the way the colors interact with the clouds as well. As you can see, you got the orange clouds at the bottom, and then like kind of multicolored clouds at the top as well, because it's still getting a little bit of the orange at the bottom of the cloud, and I really like that. So, oh, where do I put it? It's S tier again. Most of the Dreamweavers are S tiers. I think I'm gonna move this one down. This one goes here. This one, ooh, what do I do with this one? I'm gonna move this one like here. I'll move them in a second. Who's next? Jacques. Jacques is nice. Jacques is nice. I like the mountains. I like the orange clouds. I like the kind of lava-ish mountains and the bottom of the horizon, the purple sky. It's just nice. They just knew what to do with colors. That's like a high A. I'm gonna make it small and put it right there. It's a high A. I'm gonna put Shemp. Shemp is right next to it as second A, and then these guys at below are gonna be like after. There we go. Now, this is the only letdown in Dreamweavers, is Icy Flight. Icy Flight is just shit. I'm sorry. You can't see most of the Skybox anyway, which is probably the reason why they didn't bother doing it. But you know, I mean, they did it for this one. They did it for the blue one, Wildflight. They could have done a little bit more, and you don't even see it. So I think that's laziness. If you get a cheat code, you can see it. Right, not Gnasty's World. Let's do it. So Gnasty's World is very mixed. I suppose like they did it at the end, like they mixed it up a little bit because it's all the different worlds coming together and stuff. But like all of the home worlds have their themes. Like Dreamweavers is mostly pastel, Beastmakers is all dark greens and blacks. Magic Crafters is a little bit of like the mix as well. Peacekeepers is mostly like desert kind of areas, and then you've got Artisans, which is just, you know, your basics. Right, Gnasty's World. I personally don't like it. I don't like the dark purple at the bottom. The clouds are nice, but I just don't think the colors go well with each other. I think they could have done a little bit better. I've seen like they've managed to do like amazing things. They've managed to do amazing things, but I just don't think those colors suit each other. So that is going to be a low C. North Cove. I like the planet. I like the planet. I like the purple I said in the beginning. They didn't do anything with the purple below. I like the top half though. I like the pink clouds. It kind of reminds me of, which one does it remind me of? If I'm honest, they all kind of have the same basic of like just sun, horizon, clouds. It reminds me of the one before. It reminds me of Gnasty's World, just with the planet and slightly different colors. But the colors work a little bit more better, and plus you got a moon in it, and that just looks cool. So I am going to stick it in B. It's gonna live there. Right there. Nice. Now, Twilight Harbor. I like the little factories. I like the little oil rigs they've done. I like the sun. It's kind of like Toasty, but with a little bit more. Okay. See what I said about Toasty, where I was like, Toasty is just a bit too basic. This is the basic plus a little bit of something extra. I really like the way that they've done the correct shading on the oil rigs, and they've actually shaded it like real nice. I like the fieriness of it all, like the world is burning. And there we go, there's Toasty. It looks exactly the same as Toasty. Just like with the mountain, it's still got the mountains in it. It's probably the same Skybox, they just changed it up a little bit. But it is better, so I am gonna stick this. I'm gonna stick it after Shemp. I think it looks really good. I prefer that to Toasty. Gnasty Nork. I really like Gnasty Nork. I like the colors. I like the clouds. The clouds aren't like proper clouds. I don't know, they're not proper clouds, they just look real nice. And I like the spiral in it. I like the stars. It's definitely a nighttime, but it's like the Northern Lights. How it's got like all these nice colors in there and the spiral effects and like how it kind of like, it just looks good. I just like it. Now, I don't know where I'd put it because it's very similar. I think it's definitely similar to Dark Passage. I think it's the same Skybox, but they've changed it slightly. The Dark Passage Skybox is more red, while this is more purpley and blue. But I actually really like it, and the spiral is real nice. I would put it like joint first. Joint first, can I do that? Yeah, I'm joint first right now. Joint first. There we go. We got them layered to, so you know. And then we've got the final one, loot. Loot, I wish they did more. And wait, to begin with, in loot, you can't really actually see the Skybox in loot. I had to do a cheat code in it just to see, like, have a good loot at loot. Loot Skybox is really big, and like there's a few more planets in it. Yeah, you guys will see the footage, but I really like it. However, the bottom part doesn't sell it for me. It's just a lime green. They could have darkened it. They could have gone from, like, you can see there's like a bit of blue in there, and it could have gone to like a darker blue at the end. I like the Mars, or not the Mars, God, what planet is that? I don't, comment down below what planet that is, because I'm a fucking idiot. Saturn, right? I think it's Saturn. That's the one with the rings around it, right? Guys, you should comment, that will get things in the comments. But yeah, I like the sun. The sun reminds me of Misty. The stars, it's basically, it's a nicer Misty with a cool planet. But the bottom of it just doesn't do it for me. So, I'm going to put it in the middle of B. Right here. Right here. Cool. So, that is it. Now, some people will say, hey, what about the game over screen? But I didn't want to include the game over screen because it's just one picture of it. Like the Skybox, when you go into the world, you can actually look around at it. I'm not just doing a 2D image. So that is my tier list. We have the majority of the flight levels in F. We have Artisans, just the plain ones in D. I'm gonna have to decide between these two which one I want as a tattoo. Haunted is Dark Passage, I mean, is also, it's just a different version of Nork. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you did, please do drop a like. I will be getting my tattoo pretty soon. I don't know when. I still have to decide between these two. They're very pretty. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, it's free, why not? And I will see you in the next one. See ya!